drink. Oh. Whatever.
I know you told me break their heart.
And pause. What's up, guys? I got some things I want to talk about. Now, some of y'all know that I just came back from H-Town. H-Town, baby. I love Southwest Airlines. That's my new little airline. I like them. They cool. We you know what I'm saying, we do what we do. But I had a little experience with them. Now, it wasn't with them in particular. You know, you can pick your seats when you get on the plane. So, you know, I'm in A. You know, I got to be in A section because I, you know, went on and signed in early and stuff. So I'm like, yeah, I'm A40. It's cool. It's cool. I can pick my seat. So, you know, I see this aisle seat. I'm cool. I love aisle seats because I've had bad experiences with me getting the window seat. Usually two old people, they don't want to get up. They let everybody in the back of the plane go before they get up. So I decided I'm going to be an aisle girl so that way I can zip on out of there. So I'm sitting down. Also, you know, I look around to see what's going on. And I see this lady, little older lady looking, and she like petting the thing, like telling me to come sit next to her. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to go and get my knowledge. It's a 3-hour trip. I can get my knowledge from this lady. So I go over there, sit down. As soon as I sit down, I was like, well, I'm going to sit on the aisle or whatever, because she was sitting at the window and it was the seat in between. And I'm like, I'm going to just sit right here or whatever. And she was kind of like, okay. She was like, how you doing? And I was like, I'm fine. How are you? So, you know, she tell me where she from and why she's going to Houston to go to Louisiana for a funeral and just all this stuff. You know, I'm just like, okay, you know. And at that point, you know, if we kind of going on a scale from 1 to 10 of your voice, she's probably at this point, I guess, at a 3. I'm gonna give her a 3. So she's at a 3. I'm sorry, I'm turning my phone down, be honest. So she's about at a 3, and it's cool. You know, people kind of looking around, but you know, I'm cool. I'm keeping my composure. So, you know, she's like, well, I'm about to give me a bill. And I'm like, oh, okay. You know, she lady probably about 60, 70 years old, you know, talking about her bill. It's cool. You know, my grandpa, you know, before, you know, he got a little bit too old, he kept his bill too. So flight takeoff, she's still asking me 100,264 questions about my life, what I'm doing and all this stuff. So she gets her first beer. First of all, the flight attendant comes over and she's like, well, man, we don't accept cash. And so the lady's like, y'all don't? And she's like, no. So the flight attendant's like, well, is it your birthday? And she's kind of looking, I'm like, yeah, it's your birthday, get your free drink. So she figured it out. She's like, yeah, it's my birthday. So she gets her free drink. She cool. Cool, everything is cool. Y'all, she got this drink. Her voice went from a 3 to like a 6. Now I'm not understanding. I'm still trying for the life of me to understand this accent, but I can't. It's just like a slur of Louisiana, maybe with a mix of Texan, with a pop of LA. I don't know, but it was just I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it. Anyway, after the first beer, she was like, I gotta pee. So she gets up and I'm like, you know, okay, I'm gonna let her out with her. I'm still real patient with her, you know. She gets up, she kind of wobbling a little bit. I'm kind of watching her as she goes to the bathroom. So she comes out and I see her talking to the flight attendant, but I don't think nothing of it. Well, come to find out, she didn't want to ask for the flight attendant for another beer. So I'm kind of like, all right. So she's drinking this other beer, you know. So this is her beer number 2 that's free. That's the problem. That's why they don't want to give us nothing now, because we can't never accept what they give us. We want more. So she gets that beer or whatever. She done got loud. Now that 4 then went up to about an 8 or whatever I said before. This is up there. So the lady in front of me, she keep turning and looking, and I'm looking like, bitch, you know it ain't me talking this loud. You need to look at her. The lady gets up again to go pee. By this time, she can't buckle her seatbelt. So now, instead of the seatbelt being on this side, because I'm by the window, it's way on that side. So I'm having to reach all over this lady that I don't know to buckle her seatbelt. So she was like, Trina, I'm real sorry. I made the mistake of telling her my name. So she's calling my name all loud, asking me these questions. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to try to do it the right way. So I put in my little iPod, you know, and I'm like, yeah, you know, and I get occasional yawn, and she ain't getting it. She still wants to talk. She's like, oh, you kind of sleepy. You want to go to sleep? Hell yeah, I want to go to sleep. Could you shut the hell up and let me go? So I'm like, all right, cool. So, you know, I'm just kind of laying there. You know, she's still talking to me, and I'm like, all right, you know what? She obviously is a lonely lady. I'm going to talk to her. So it's a seat in the middle of us. I try to like kind of put my legs. She tells me I can stretch my legs across, and I'm kind of like, that's a little inappropriate for me to put my legs like all on you. I don't know you like that, lady. So I put my leg, I kind of put my knees over there, whatever. And I was like, well, I really don't want to drink because, I'll be asleep on the plane. She was like, I'll wake you up. I was like, nah, I'm cool. I think you got enough alcohol for the both of us. So she's just slurring. She goes and asks for another beer, FYI. But they tell her, I done whisper to the flight attendant, don't you give her another beer. Don't you give her. So the flight attendant, oh, no, I'm not. So I'm like, cool. We cool. Everything cool. Everything is cool. She's talking all lies. She is slurring and everything else or whatever, and it was cool. It's fine. So she decided, all right, this was, mind you, this was, the late, because we in, the finals or whatever. So she wants to know the score. So she asked the flight attendant, mind you, don't nobody on this plane understand her but me. So I become her interpreter. So the flight attendant, she's asking the flight attendant the question, and she's kind of looking at her like, what's she saying? So I was like, she just wants to know the score of the game. I'm trying to get my little prop on. I'm like, she just wants to know the score of the game. So the flight attendant was like, well, I can see, I'll see if I can ask the pilot. This lady's like, please, please. And the flight attendant's like, hold on, I'll see. Now, she wants the flight attendant to go and ask the pilot to call down to find out what is the score of the Lakers game. Right. See, that's exactly how I was feeling. How all of y'all thinking? That's exactly how I was feeling. Because by this point, I done turned around. I'm looking for Ashton. Because I know this fool is somewhere on this plane. Because I know that by now I'm being punked. It was sometimes that I would just start laughing. And she said, what you laughing at? I'm like, no, just something funny. Just some whatever. So, finally I'm like, you know what? I'm going to just let her talk. And I'm going to go to sleep. So I turned my iPod up pretty much as loud as it'll go. Whatever. I'm about to bust my eardrums. Whatever. She started talking to me about a walkathon. So I take one of my earbuds out. I'm listening to her. This lady asked me for my address and my phone number. Now, I know old school, that's what you give people, but this is new school. I ain't giving you shit. You badly lucky if I give you my email address, because somehow you can track stuff so much these days. I'm sorry, I just can't do it. So I'm like, well, I can give you my phone number. I really don't, give out my address. And she was like, okay, well, I was gonna mail you the flyer. I don't need that flyer that bad for a walkathon. I can Google it. I just don't need it like that from you. But I'm trying to remain nice and calm. But damn, she was pushing my button. So okay, I went on and go to sleep or whatever, Oh, I forgot to mention that at the beginning of the flight, a man was about to sit in the seat that I decided to take, and the lady was like, no, she's sitting there. Well, this man, all through this whole conversation, he keep turning and chuckling at me. I want to punch him in the back of his neck because he already knew this lady was going to be talking like this to me, and I ain't appreciate it. So, okay, fine. I go to sleep. I'm cool. I'm sleeping good, too. I done got me a little nook in that little seat. Y'all know it's the hardest sleep is on the flight, because I promise you, jerking and everything, and, whatever. So, it's cool. But, I done found me a little nook or whatever, and I'm asleep. I'm sleeping good. All of a sudden, this lady, Lord have mercy, give me strength, give me strength. This lady pops me hard on my leg. So, I jump up. She tells me, we in Houston. So I'm like, oh, and I look out the window and I see that it's still sky outside. And I'm seeing that the lights are on the ground. So I was like, no, we're not in Houston yet. Well, the flight attendant said we're in Houston. Bitch, we are not in Houston yet. I'm looking and I don't see nothing but sky. I don't see nothing. We ain't in Houston. She was like, oh, I thought you want to get up when we got in Houston. Okay, lady, we still got about a good 30 more minutes. I can still sleep. So, oh, she still can't buckle her seatbelt. I went to sleep on her trying to buckle her seatbelt. I wake up, she's still trying to buckle the seatbelt. So I had to get up again and buckle her seatbelt. She's like, I'm sorry to keep bothering you. No, you're not, because you keep bothering me. Matter of fact, you asking for more beer, so you still want to bother me. You don't care about my feelings. So we get off the plane, like, it's time to land or whatever. I ain't never hopped up on my seat so fast in my life. I was like, it's nice meeting you. Zoom, I took off.